Hey guys, I'm Shane with Construction Junkie. Continue our coverage of Groundbreak 2019. Right now I'm in the eBacon booth with Jack, the president of eBacon. Jack, I gotta say your booth has been the talk of the town. There's been some chocolate-covered bacon in the booth here. So tell me a little bit about why your company is called eBacon.
Sure. So what we do is we help companies out with certified payroll or prevailing wages, and that whole law started back in the 30s with a law called Davis-Bacon. So everybody knows it as the Davis-Bacon law. We decided to have a little bit of fun with it, go with the eBacon route, and if it gets us to have chocolate-covered bacon, that's even more excuse to make the name work.
Great. So how does eBacon actually help contractors deal with those laws?
So with certified payroll, you have to pay people some really complicated wages and fringe payments based on what they're doing. And I have one client as an example. There are 20 employees. Each one of their 20 employees might get paid one of 75 different pay rates, depending on what job they're working, what county it's in, when that job was awarded to them, what they're doing. If 5 minutes they're doing some carpentry work and then they clean up a little bit, they got to get paid a different rate. So it's impossible for companies to keep track of all that. And then they have to report on all that and send certified reports to the government to show that they've done everything right. So it's a really hard process for a client. Typical client spends about 35 hours a week dealing with that. And we've automated the whole process that we can get a client that was spending 35 hours a week down to about 15 minutes a week because we've automated the whole thing.
There's one thing I know about contractors, they love filling out government forms, so I'm sure a lot of people love your product. So yeah, I was just talking to a gentleman over here at the lunch area at Groundbreak, and he was telling me, they got some people who do multiple different jobs, like you mentioned, and trying to keep track of what job code is where and what rate they're supposed to be paid at when is a huge time waste and very difficult to track. So.
And if you get it wrong, the government will fine you massive amounts of money. You can be subject to class action lawsuits. You can be debarred from government jobs, and in some cases, you can even be prosecuted for getting it wrong. So it's serious stakes. We like to have a little fun with the name and with our marketing, but serious business and companies really need to make sure they're getting it right, and that's what we help them with.
Right. Say you're paying the wrong wages to one of your employees. It could cost your company thousands of dollars that you're not tracking. Is there any other ways that actually tracking this stuff and having a program to track this stuff could save companies money?
Yeah. So with what we've developed in that exact situation where you find out that you're paying someone the wrong rate or they clocked in the wrong code or whatever, where that process of fixing it would take 3 days for a company to figure out what they paid them, what they should have paid them, what taxes they withheld, cut the checks, generate the returns, all that stuff. That whole process can take a typical company about 3 days to fix it after the fact. We've consolidated that 3 days in about 40 seconds, where you just fix the items, hit a button, it'll recalculate your payroll, it'll generate your automated, your new returns, your amended returns, and it's all done in about 30, 40 seconds. So we save them in terms of administration a lot, and then we also have a way that we can save them on taxes and fringe in addition to that.
Great. How can they find more information about eBacon?
Well, related to, they can go to our website, ebacon.com. There's a lot of good information there. They can also send us an email at sales@ebacon, and we're happy to show you a demo and show you all the really great things we have. Take care of your certified payroll, your apprenticeship reports, your all your different California compliance, fringe benefit statements. We do everything from soup to nuts.
So I've heard there's actually other ways that you can save companies money as well?
Yeah, so in addition to doing their time and attendance payroll and just making their life easy and getting all the right rates and the right determinations, we have a whole other part of our service where we set up what's called a bona fide fringe trust. And the short version is, part of what companies have to do, they have to pay a whole bunch of extra money in what's called fringe payments to their employees. And because companies do it the wrong way, they end up paying a bunch of taxes and workers' comp and general liability on it. We do it the right way, and we create a solution where the employees can still have access to their money, and employees can still get their cash, but the employer won't have to pay all these payroll taxes and workers' comp and everything. That can save a company, a typical 70-man company could right there save about $150,000 just with that, in just taxes and comp. So there's a lot of ways we can create products to not only make your life easy, but to save you a whole bunch of money as well.
Great. Well, Jack, thank you. Check out eBacon, and then just stay tuned to ConstructionJunkie.com for more great Groundbreak coverage.